Okay. It's me again. Uh, Deborah, East Oklahoma, clan mother to the red people. Again, I've been prompted to, let me make sure this is turned up so you can hear me. Hold on. Oops. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. The last time I talked with you or did a Facebook Live, one of my least favorite things to do, I warned you that we were experiencing or trying to be pulled into a ritual, a death ritual that the police often create or use to manifest what they want to happen. And so I thought about it, and of course, the universe has given me the mandate to speak to you about something. So I'm gonna ask you. Well, first I'm gonna tell you something that some time ago the universe had prompted me to ask you a question. And that question was, did you know there is a saying among the Catholic priests? And that saying is, he who holds the key of the universe. No, he who holds the keys to the universe rules the world. Now, I asked, and one person came very close to knowing that answer. So here's the answer. He is patriarchy. We know what a ruler is. But he who holds, that's someone who has someone else in bondage or is holding that person, holding them. But if you notice the hold, there's a space where you can get out. So it's he who holds the keys of the universe rules the world. You want to know who those keys are? And I guess you figured it out by now with that question. The Aboriginal people are the keys to the universe. What does that mean? In order for them to make a ritual work, they have to use you. And I want you to understand that because you're still falling into the trap. Think about a key. What does a key do? It goes into the hole or the lock. It comes out of the lock. But somebody is controlling that key. The key is not controlling itself. They take that key, they can turn it to the right, they can turn it to the left. And our political system is both right and left, right? What else can they do with that key? They can lock and they can unlock. When you think about what can be done with the key, a key is a very powerful tool. We've got to see ourselves as the very powerful, because we can open the universe with our words and with our actions. And we can close the universe with our words and with our actions, because we're the ones who hold that power. That's why they gave religion to you, because they want you to think that Jesus holds that power. And I know that's going to offend some of you, but your power is in you. It's in us. It's in unity. That's where the power lies. I'm going to tell you something that's coming to me right now. I really thought I was going to talk about something else, but the universe is putting something else on my mind. The universe has been allowing our DNA memory to get in full force. And that is what the shadow government is afraid of. Because what does that mean? Well, first, let's talk about the shadow government. Because the shadow government knows that we're the ones who open and closes dimensions. It's all done by our emotions, our words, what we think, because we use our emotions all the time. What do you say when you're happy? I'm so happy and I think this and blah, blah, blah. And you get this great energy and you just feel like the whole world is opened up to you. You know why? Because it did. It did. But what does the shadow government do? It keeps you in constant fear and chaos. You know what door that opens? The Bible talks about it. It's called the shadow of death. Listen. The shadow of death. That is why they're called the shadow government. Hear me. All the clues are there. They're right there in front of our face all the time. They're right there in front of our face all the time, people. All the time. So let me give you a few more things that the universe is giving me to tell you right now. In the news, there's been a few people that have been complaining that during this lockdown, they have been seeing ghosts, shadows, undiscernible movements. And I'm going to tell you what happened to me. When I became very, very concerned about something that I heard that was going on, I talked to my daughter and I told her, I said, you know what? We are really unprepared. And for some reason, even me, who was knowing what's going on, I became fearful. And I let that fear guide me for 3 days. You want to know what happened to me for 3 days? On that first day that it really came to, I heard a cracking coming through my floor. And my son will tell you what happened because I'm staying with him. I got caught in this little COVID thing and ended up having to stay with my son, who's been very, very good to me, and I appreciate having a son like that. And I kept saying to my son, do you hear this thing? You got a mouse, a rat, or a raccoon keeps trying to come up under your floor, and you need to check it because, I don't want to deal with a raccoon. Then my son comes downstairs, and I'm like, well, I hear it. But every time I get close to it, it stops. So it has to be an animal. So my son says, Mom, I'm going back to bed because I don't hear it. Okay. He went back to bed. I went back to sleep. I tried to record it. I went to sleep recording it for 2 hours. I finally slept. When I got up and I got that little recorder and I listened to it, that was nothing. So I said, okay, this is all in my head. And I don't mean to be long-winded, but I think you need to hear this, right? So I said, I think this is all in my head. So I take my phone. I said, I'm going to go to sleep. I know better. I put my phone by me. I go to sleep. My iPad said to me, in my sleep, Deborah, wake up. And I know this is really hard to believe, but I wasn't afraid of the voice. So I knew it was okay. So I took my phone and I said to my son, I said, listen, I recorded it, but that recording is not there anymore. I said, so what I'm going to do, and I started looking at my phone, and I saw there was a recording there, and it was there for like only a few minutes. And I said, well, I don't know what this is. I said, did you record me when I was sleeping? And he said, no. And I played that recording. You want to know what I heard? Footsteps walking around the house. The recorder came close to me, and I heard myself breathing in my sleep. It recorded me. I played it for my son. So if you don't believe me, you can ask him, because he doesn't like for me. Mom, don't embellish. Mom, don't lie. So I won't. You know? Shortly after that, we heard more cracking come through the floor. My son was gone. He was at the studio. He was working. And I saw this shadow moving from the kitchen to the dining room. And of course, I don't get too afraid of that too easy, because I do a lot of research on our planet and our universe and who we are. But this scared me. And I called my son and I said, son, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care who your client is and how much money you're making. Come home, because this is scaring me. So my son said, Mom, I'm already on my way home. I made my son sleep downstairs with me, because the next time I got comfortable, my iPad said, Deborah, wake up. And I saw a shadow coming at me, and it was a furry animal. So I told my son, I said, you're going to have to go out there and get a trap. Of course, there was nothing to catch. To this day, there was nothing to catch. And I kept saying, I'm not sure what's going on. But I'll tell you what I did find out. I'll find out that I was not the only one having those experiences in the United States. Actually, around the world. You know why? Because our emotions opens and closes dimensions. And I don't know if you know this or not, and I should have known this. They are using us to open up the shadow people. And I'm Choctaw. And there's stories about the shadow people. You have to look that up for yourself. There's stories about the shadow people. And the Bible talks about the shadow of death. They are using our fear to push us into a plan to hold us hostage. Now, I'm going to tell you about that plan. Just bear with me. I'm not the, hold on. I'm not always the brightest crayon in the box. But I'm happy to be in the box, right? Okay. This is the first time I'm not crying, right? Got a smile on my face. We'll see how long that lasts. So, okay, some time ago, I wrote an article. And I wrote this article to you, and it was a warning. Because what were they doing? I had found out, number one, that this government was allowing other nations to come in here into our country and practice urban warfare. I warned you. Some of you kicked me to the curb, but that's okay. I also warned you, and I showed you pictures, that they were bringing in caskets big enough to hold 3 people at a time. Okay? That was the spell. I also warned you that Obama was a piece of shit. Well, you can imagine how Negroes felt about me on that one, because after all, he was black like us, right? Oh, yeah. But notice the terms and the words that they use to help keep this shadow moving. They use terms that don't exist for human beings. Because people are always named by the lands that they live on, not the color of their skin. So what do they call people like you. They call you black. So Obama was black like us, right? So we fell for that lie because black means blotted out. It's another term for blonde. That's what black means. So now we're calling ourselves, by the shadow government, in the shadow of fear, right? A blot out. Really think about that. Really think about that. Because now I'm going to tell you how we got where we are. When I wrote this article, I'm going to read it as I go because it's just easier and faster to do it that way. So bear with me, okay? I'm always asking you guys to bear with me. But it's really out of love. It really is out of love, okay? I know I can be abrasive. And this is what I wrote. I'm asking you to consider our fallen African-American citizens who were murdered, ironically, not only by police officers, but also by pedestrians such as George Zimmerman, who, by the way, brought the heart of this issue to the American forefront. I am also asking you to consider how quick and easy these murders were able to tip the scales of justice in their favor in the courts of law. Why is that? Because did you know being black has no standing in law? You're you're coming into court as a blotted out person right off the bat. You don't even have any standing in law. You're lucky they let us even go into the courts as black people. I mean, I hope you're getting this. I really do. Because that's all a part of the ritual. Okay, hold on. But looking up on the rise of race incidents against African-American males, I thought this just might be the opportune time to rehash a few of those old posts and serve them up a few slices of well-baked humble pie. Yeah, I'm not just long-winded here. I write long-winded. So I wrote that I thought that it might be a good opportune time to give you some of the equations that 1 and 1 make 2. You know why? Because I don't think you guys believe that fat meat is greasy. And I know white people may not understand that statement, but you black people, Aboriginal people, you have heard our ancestors talk that talk. You have heard them say, I don't care what I tell you, you don't believe that fat meat is greasy. Let me tell you something. That fat meat and that grease is standing right at your door. It is. It's right in front of you because I warned you and I told you. Let me calm down. I warned you and I told you that Obama was not our friend. And I told you what he was doing. And I told you that he was amassing weapons against us and that we were going to find out the hard way because we wouldn't rise up and see that nigga for what he really was. They probably going to block me for saying that word, but that's exactly what he is. Let me tell you what he did. I warned you. I'm going to cut some of this short. They want us to riot so that they can collect us up and deliver us into their FEMA camps. I warned that Obama was creating law enforcement branches with more than 120,000 law enforcement agents in the federal government to utilize at his pleasure. Oh no, Deborah, we hate you because you said Obama doesn't care about us. I'm just going to keep going for a minute because y'all also get on me because I'll say, just be patient and let's see what Trump is doing. See, now you're going to see that color is not your friend. You're going to wake up to that. Even if you don't wake up with me, you're going to wake up the hard way. And right now we're in the freaking hard way. Now listen to this. Obama purchased hundreds of tanks and thousands of outlawed hollow point bullets. Well, whose skull do you think he's trying to crack with that? I'm just asking. I'm being facetious because I'm a little pissed off because y'all didn't listen. Then ask yourselves, could these blatant murders add up to African American black people being pawned? I said that the other day, and the universe told me, don't you remember the stuff you wrote? And I didn't remember that I wrote this some years ago, trying to warn you. It says, is a crisis of murders, which we are seeing, being created so that Obama can declare martial law? And if so, could it be about the coming election? Oh my gosh. He wasn't even president then. I'm not the only one who foresaw this. Think about it. I got this written down. What are the things we've been saying? First, they kill you and murder you and make you all pissed off. Then what? They give you a virus. They warned you that they were going to do it. They told you, well, there's a virus coming. Prepare for it. And the universe heard them tell you, and you said to the universe, keys, and we're not worried about that right now. We got to pay rent. We got to put our children in this bullshit school of theirs. And we got to go eat this tainted food that we get from these Arab supermarkets. And we got some screwing to do. That's what you did. That's what you did. And the universe heard you and said, hey, since you command me, I'm going to give you what you want. And here it is, right in front of your face. Do you see that you are the keys yet? Do you see it? Because it bothers me so much that not only is the truth that's right there in front of your face, but when somebody brings it to you, somebody will say, here's some truth. Just look at it. This is what you do. I ain't going to even look. And then they come again. Please, just look at it. If you don't stop bothering me, that's how y'all treat people who come to you and warn you about your life, to tell you, come on, people, wake up. Wake up. Oh, God, okay. My laughter is almost gone. I'm going to go somewhere else with this. Because of the coming Trump nomination could cause such an incredible backlash among the political establishment that many are speculating Obama is ready to declare martial law upon the fact that it is one of the legal tactics that can be used to postpone the election. Right? While it is understood that martial law is an extreme and rare measure, we African Americans / Black Negroes had better consider it has already been instituted once before on the national level during the Civil War. And I warned you, I said, people, we're in a civil war because the left and the right are fighting over which one of us are going to own the slaves. You see? They're fighting over who's going to own the slaves. On one hand, the Democrats want to eliminate you altogether and just have a few of you left. And on the right, they're saying, no, well, then who's going to do the work? Oh, wait, that just makes so much sense. Don't it? Think about it. Too much sense. And you don't even know you opening and closing the doors for them. We should also comprehend its basic use is to control the American society during war or periods of civil unrest. See, white people ain't gonna get away with it either. They may think they are, but let me tell you, I read an article that somebody gave me, but for the past several years, they have literally been taking armed forces. See, this is what they're out there doing. When I told you they've got these people out there practicing urban warfare, they've been taking out some of these white militia because they know white people going to uprise. They know they are. You seen it. You think they're going to let that happen? So they ain't safe either. That's why they give us the race game. They want them to hate us and us to hate them, because what might happen? What if we came together? Game of Thrones, right? What if we came together? Just what the fuck if? Okay. Now, we should also comprehend its basic use is to control the American society during periods of civil unrest. The American Encyclopedia explains how certain civil liberties may be suspended during martial law. You think we ain't in martial law? Our civil liberties are suspended. If you don't believe me, come out your cage. Come out your cage and walk into one of these businesses without a mask. Look, you know what? We so trained. We are so trained. We're like dogs. I've had a dog. I trained my dog, and I had a cage, and I keep that cage open. You know what? When I was tired of that dog bothering me, you know what I said? Go in your cage. I didn't even have to push it. Just go in there, sit down, and wait for me to let it out. Is that not what we're doing today? I can feel that this conversation is bothering you, and this is why when the universe prompts me, I'm like, am I gonna have any Facebook friends left when I'm done? Seriously, because this is serious, and I guess it doesn't matter if I have any Facebook friends left. I gotta do my job. We are suffering an undue pain. The American government has already granted its police force the right to unreasonable search and seizures upon the black community and the white community also. No one's going to get away from this if we don't wake up. Now, here's our prized Obama. In March 2012, President Obama quietly signed Executive Order 13603. That's really important for many reasons, because if you know anything about numerology, this adds up to 13. And 13 is our 13th Amendment. This is how you get the keys to bind themselves in prison. Listen to me. Listen. The number 13 goes with the 13th Amendment. You break the law, you go to prison. You have just set yourself up in your own curse. You just opened up the door. You just told this man, we love you so much, I don't care what you do. We're going to defend you and protect you and care about you. Why? Because you're black like me. Yeah? Isn't that what we've done? Original people? That is exactly what we've done. I know y'all gonna get, I feel like Oprah. Y'all gonna really let me have it. Okay. This order gives the government the power to marshal whatever resources are necessary, such as your food, your water, your gas, your lights, your children. Your children. Your children too. And the World Health Organization, I can't think of his name right now, but when he said people have pushed this disease back into the home, and now it is time for us to go into the home and pull the diseased person out with as much dignity as we can. Well, just pulling out ain't dignity. And I have the video. I'll post it so you can see it. And Trump said, we can't let that happen. We'll take the money away from the World Health Organization. And Negro said, did you see what Trump did? He took the money from the World Health Organization. Bad Trump. I said, thank you, Trump. And people talked about me like a dog. I don't want them coming in my house. I don't care how orange his hair is, how white he is, and he may be a racist. But if they all are racist, all of them. You know what I care about? Keeping the World Health Organization out my house. You guys gotta wake up. Because they was coming after the keys. You know why? Because they think they own you. And you said, well, okay, sure. Gee, I'm not getting any likes here. But that's okay. The sad thing is, we African Americans slash Negroes who have been channeled to be heavily dependent upon the government's assistance might find ourselves in a horrifying predicament should they decide to withhold. Governor Whitmer said, you can't even have seeds. Just in case we run out of food at the store, we don't want you growing your own. You can't even have pots. You want to know how Negroes love Governor Whitmer? They love her. I even found out they raised money to get this chick some sunglasses. Negro, you can't even feed your kid. But she ain't gonna let you grow food for your kid either. And you love her. Love yourself. Love your community. Love your family. Love yourself enough to at least listen to someone who looks like you to tell you the truth. Oh, I see one person like that statement. At the time that I wrote this article, you want to know what? You guys were not aware of something, and this is another thing. They definitely give us tests. They had removed the SNAP program. That's the benefits that the poor whites, the poor Mexicans, and the poor African Americans use a lot of. They had removed some of the welfare programs. Now I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about Obama. See, he works in secret. You know what the shadow government does? They throw a rock and then hide your hand and say, look what Trump did. Right? I know I'm not going to be popular after this. That's okay. The Obama administration created false flags attacks to cause short bursts of civil unrest, placing its citizens under a soft martial law. Are we being tested? Even then I ask, are we being tested to see how much courage we will muster in the face of pain and adversity before the country rises up? Are we in a state of total martial law? No, but if we don't sit our asses down and stop falling into it, we will be. And I'm asking you, and I'm not one to say to sit back and let people just treat you like crap. But I am telling you to sit back when you realize that what people are trying to do is bait you. I'm not the only one warning you. They're baiting us. Here we are sitting at home. They're depleting our food sources right before our face. And I look at Facebook and all I can see is some black man done posted some black woman's big fat behind. Well, unless you're going to carve that behind up and feed it to your children, you need to get off Facebook. I'm very serious about that because we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. And your big penis and her big ass ain't gonna save us. Don't see any more likes. Now, let's go back to these people who are practicing urban warfare. Because they're waiting for you. Oh, let me tell you why. Let me tell you another reason why it was important for me to tell you to this. Because the last Facebook Live book that I did, Facebook Live that I did was just a couple of days ago. Someone inboxed me, and this is what she wrote. Let me see if where did I do with it? This is what she wrote. If I could find it. I'm not the most savvy person in the world. I tell you that right now. Okay, this is what she said to me. Oh, wait, I think I found it. Hold on, I think I know what I did with it. Bear with me. Please bear with me. Okay, this is what she wrote. I just wanted to let you know that I totally agree with your video on protests. In Chicago, the other day, I saw the military in the alley loading supplies into a home and garage. It is all in place and ready to go, among other things as well. Bless you and thank you for the message. Now, I know y'all ain't thinking about thanking me right this minute, but really you should be thinking about what's going on. This is a setup. People do not, listen, this is not a willy-nilly happenstance here. Obama is a big part of the plan. Obama, the Clintons, Zuckerberg, the World Health Organization, all of these things that our president right now is trying to pull us out of. It's not, I'm not saying that he's a lover of black people. I don't know. I don't know that man's mind, but I can tell you this right now, his policies are working for us, and we need to help that happen. See, people say, oh, you love Trump so much. No, I love his policies because I'm going to let his policies save my life. I am. And I'm hoping you will let his policies save your life. I ain't going to lie to you. I don't like that Trump said what he said. I really don't. I thought that was wrong and unfair. And I'm not going to uphold that redhead or blonde head or whatever he is for saying that they should shoot him and kill him. Because most of the people who were doing the looting and started this whole thing was white people. Then black people start doing it too. Stop following people. You're the key. You're the key. You're the key. You're the one who's supposed to say what goes on. You're the one who's supposed to stand up and say, no, we're not doing that. Yes, we will do that. No, we're not going to do that. You're the original people of the planet. You are. I keep saying it. You're the original people. I hope you get it. Because everybody knows that but you. Everybody. Everybody knows it but you. Everybody. And now we're going to talk about the Iraq invasion. The U.S. government officials now admit that the Iraq war was really launched for oil, not weapons of mass destruction. See how they lie? And you believe them what they say? Despite previous lone wolf claims, many U.S. government officials now say that 9/11 was state-sponsored terrorism. But Iraq was not the state which backed the hijackers. Okay. Many American activists believe that Iraq invasion was for oil. And I'm going to go down because I'm going to tell you what it was really about. Bear with me. Many government officials have admitted the military was in Iraq for the purpose of practicing urban warfare in America. See, I've been telling you guys this for years, and I thought maybe, now that you're sitting at home in your house, you might listen. Maybe there's a chance for us to fix this. Maybe there's a chance if we just look and see that we're the original people, we're the key, Everything we do and say is important in the universe. Because if these people tell you to call yourselves black and you go, oh, okay, I'm black. Well, then the universe is going to say, hey, they want to be blotted out this year. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Hey, you know what? We're going to go around and call our women bitches. Okay, so you want to treat your women like pregnant dogs or dog females in heat? Well, then I guess the rest of the world will go with you on that key too. You see? You see how powerful your word and your emotions are? They're really very powerful. And I really want you to wake up. Because we're connected. And I know we have an interconnection with the universe and the planet and original life. And they know that our DNA memory is waking up because Chiron, see, we are so close to the universe and the stars. They know that Chiron is passing through and our DNA memory is waking up. You know what we'll be able to do if we get ourselves together? Call mountains, tell our animals what to do. Do what we once did. Speak to the mountains and it'll move. But what are we speaking? Oh, girl, you my favorite bitch. Look at that nigga over there. Niggas ain't shit. Fuck that bitch. Think about it. This is a vernacular that has been handed to you, and you are so happy to say it as much as you can, while the universe is looking at you saying, well, these keys right now want to unlock that on themselves. Because let me tell you what they can't do. They can't curse you. A lot of this is in the Bible. They can't curse you. But you know what they can do? They can make you curse yourself. Good morning. What's so good about it? Why would I want to wake up in morning? All day long, we speak a language where we curse ourselves. All day. That's the power of their rituals. See, because their rituals hold no power. We're the key. If we can get them to say this, if we can get them to think that, if we can get them to walk this way, if we can get them, I said to a girl the other day, she was like, I'm so glad the school is back in our hands because now we can put prayer in the school and now we can go back to spanking our children. I'm saying, really, that's what you want to do? You want to hit your kids? See where my mindset is? Your whole thought you put on Facebook was, now we can read them the Bible and we can beat our kids, because that's how I looked at it. Our thinking is warped. And this is why the shadow government can put us in a place where we don't want to be. They have set us up. They have been setting us up. And we keep falling for the setup. And it was put on me to tell you that again today. And I'm telling it to you again today. I'm not tearful. And I know that I'm abrasive. And my daughter calls me a human gavel. And a bunch of other things. But hey, that's who I am. And so most of the time, I guess the universe wants to put me in the place where I'm more soft towards you. Because I can be abrasive. But I'm going to tell you right now. See, the universe is bringing up the softness. But I'm going to tell you right now. Look, people, get it together. Because you know what? I'm linked to you. I'm linked to your children. You are my bloodline. You are my bloodline. Listen to me. You are my bloodline. Now tomorrow, me, Danielle Naniwaya, and my daughter Okima have been invited to speak on this very subject of rituals. tomorrow on African Americans ain't African. I didn't do this to promote it. But we're going to talk about some very important things. And you guys need to be there. You guys need to hear it. Because you need to really understand what position you put yourself in. Right? You positioned yourself. Because you are the key. We don't like you, Deborah. That's okay. Because you're going to wake up and you're going to find out, really, you are the key. You really are. And that's when you're going to realize, hey, you know what? Just because he told me I should call my wife a bitch don't mean I should call my wife a bitch. Just because they told me the story of slavery doesn't necessarily mean that I shouldn't really go and investigate and see if that story is entirely true. You don't even know your history. You know why? Because the Jews own your history. Everything about you they own. You can't even walk into an African American history museum unless they have already narrated your history to you. You need to do some research and find out who you are, because you are letting your enemy tell you who you are, where you are, why you are here, what to think, what to do, what to say, how to move. What a stupid key we really are. Okay? Forgive me for being all, I guess I'm always asking y'all to forgive me. That forgiveness don't even exist. But just bear with me. I came to y'all in a whole nother mood. And trustingly, it helps. I'm going to sign off. And I love y'all. I know it didn't sound like it today, but I do. You know, inbox me if you have questions. I'm always there. I'm not always like this. I get emotional, and my son always telling me, Ma, you need to calm down. So I'm calm now. I love you. Peace.